Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I don't feel like I used to? Maybe your skin feels a little thinner, your energy dips earlier in the day. And sometimes, that care starts right in your kitchen. You see, there's no magic fountain of youth. But if there were, I'm convinced it would look a lot like your grocery basket. What we put on our plates after 60 has the power to not just nourish our bodies, but to actually fight the effects of aging. That's what we're diving into today, not some complicated diet plan or expensive supplements, but 5 powerful foods that can help you stay vibrant, sharp, and full of life. Let's start with a superstar you've probably already got sitting quietly in your fridge, blueberries. Now, I know they seem small, humble, even, but don't be fooled. These little blue gems are packed with antioxidants, especially one called anthocyanin. That's the compound that gives blueberries their deep color. And it just so happens to be one of nature's best defenses against cellular aging. After 60, our cells become more vulnerable to oxidative stress. That's what happens when harmful molecules, called free radicals, start to damage our tissues, our memory, even our skin. But here's the good news. Eating blueberries regularly has been linked to sharper memory, better balance, and even slower brain aging. I like to think of them as tiny brain protectors, going to work with every bite. You can toss them in your oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just enjoy a handful as a snack. And no, you don't need to eat a mountain of them. Even half a cup a few times a week can make a difference over time. And speaking of differences, let's talk about one food that might just surprise you, one that doesn't grow in a garden, but in the sea. Salmon. Or, if you're not into fish, other fatty fish like sardines or mackerel. These are swimming in omega-3 fatty acids, which your body absolutely loves, especially after 60. Omega-3s aren't just good for your heart, though they are amazing for that. Who told me she used to wake up with stiff hands every morning, said it felt like her fingers had rusted overnight. She started eating salmon twice a week. Just simple fillets baked in olive oil with lemon and garlic, and after a few weeks, she noticed something. She was waking up easier. Her hands didn't ache. She felt younger, more herself again. You don't need to go gourmet. Just pick up some wild-caught salmon when it's on sale, or grab a few cans of sardines to keep in the pantry. If fish isn't your thing, there are plant-based sources of omega-3s too, like flax seeds and walnuts. But fatty fish really give you the best dose in one go. Now, while we're on the topic of powerful oils, let's look at what you're cooking with. Because one simple change here can turn your everyday meals into age-fighting powerhouses. Olive oil. Not the one that's been sitting in your pantry since last Christmas, but fresh, extra virgin olive oil. This isn't just a trend from the Mediterranean, it's science-backed and centuries tested. Olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal, which acts like a natural anti-inflammatory. It helps protect your brain, your arteries, and your skin from the slow burn of inflammation that often creeps in with age. Just switching from butter or vegetable oil to a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil a day, maybe drizzled on your salad or used to sauté your veggies, can give you a dose of healthy fats and antioxidants. It's not about cutting fat completely. It's about choosing the kind of fat that nourishes your body, protects your heart, and keeps your joints moving freely. These first few superfoods, blueberries. You don't need to reinvent your whole kitchen. Just a few thoughtful swaps and additions can do wonders, not just for how you look, but for how you feel. Because aging isn't about losing who you are. It's about finding a new rhythm, one that fits your season of life and helps you feel your best in it. Let's keep that rhythm going and explore what else you can add to your plate that brings vitality. And that brings me to one of the most overlooked treasures when it comes to fighting the signs of aging: leafy greens. I can almost hear you saying, oh, not another salad. But hold on, I'm not talking about choking down a big bowl of raw spinach or forcing yourself to love kale. This is about inviting in the kind of greens that work with your body, not against it. Think spinach, Swiss chard, arugula, even good old romaine lettuce. These greens are rich in vitamins like K, C, and A, and that's not just alphabet soup. These nutrients play key roles in keeping your bones strong, your immune system humming, and your skin looking healthy from the inside out. Vitamin K, in particular, is like a behind-the-scenes bodyguard for your bones, helping prevent fractures which become more common as we age. But here's the kicker. These greens are also full of something called folate. That's a brain-friendly nutrient that's been linked to better memory and reduced risk of cognitive decline. And I don't know about you. Tossing arugula with roasted veggies, or layering romaine into a sandwich instead of plain white bread. One friend of mine blends a handful of baby spinach into her morning smoothie. She says she can't even taste it, but her energy feels better and her skin has this glow. No need for perfection here. Just a little handful a day, even a few times a week, can add up over time. That's the beauty of food. It doesn't shout. It whispers. And those whispers become habits. And those habits become health. Speaking of habits, let's turn to something that may already be in your breakfast routine or might just become your new favorite comfort food. Oats. Now hear me out. Oats aren't flashy. They're not trending on social media. But they are one of the most powerful age-defying foods you can eat, especially after 60. Why? Because oats are packed with a special kind of fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber doesn't just help keep things moving in the digestive department, it also supports heart health by lowering bad cholesterol and stabilizing blood sugar levels. And that's no small thing. As we age, our blood sugar tends to get a little more unpredictable, and stable sugar levels mean better energy, steadier moods, and even sharper thinking. But here's what I really love about oats. They're comforting. They're warm. They're easy on the stomach. And they're endlessly adaptable. You can make them sweet with cinnamon and apples, or savory with a soft egg and a sprinkle of herbs. You can bake them, soak them overnight, or just stir them on the stove with some milk and call it a day. And oats are cheap, really affordable. Fighting aging doesn't have to cost a fortune. Sometimes, it's as simple as choosing the breakfast that loves you back. You see, they're not about changing who you are. They're about supporting who you already are in this beautiful, evolving season of life. I once met a woman at a community center in her late 70s, sharp as a tack, glowing skin, cheerful, full of life. I asked her what her secret was. She just smiled and said, "But filling them with choices that feel good, taste good, and do good." If you've made it this far with me, you're already doing something powerful. You're choosing to learn, to care for yourself, to take your health into your own gentle, wise hands. That matters. That makes a difference. So let's keep walking together. There's something poetic about how life works, isn't there? The older we get, the more we realize it's the little things that matter most. A kind word, a warm meal, a tiny seed. Yes, a seed, one that holds the power to fight inflammation, support digestion, and even keep your skin glowing from the inside out. I'm talking about chia seeds. You might have seen them in the store and thought, what am I supposed to do with those little black specks? But trust me, these tiny wonders are one of nature's most concentrated sources of age-fighting nutrients. Just a spoonful or two gives you a big boost of fiber, plant-based omega-3s, and antioxidants. That's a trifecta for staying young at heart and strong in body. The omega-3s in chia seeds help reduce inflammation, which, as you know by now, is one of the sneakiest contributors to aging inside and out. Inflammation doesn't just affect your joints. It can cloud your memory, weigh down your energy, and even dull your skin. Chia seeds swell up when soaked, forming a gel-like texture that gently supports digestion, keeps you regular, and leaves you feeling fuller longer. That's especially helpful if you're trying to manage your weight or avoid those late-night cravings. And they're so easy to use. You can sprinkle them on yogurt, stir them into oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or even mix them with a bit of almond milk to make a simple chia pudding. No need to overthink it. Let the seeds do the work while you enjoy the benefits. Now, you might be wondering, do these 5 foods really make a difference? And I get it. After a certain age, We've tried a lot of things. Maybe some worked, maybe some didn't. Maybe you're tired of hearing, just eat this and you'll feel 30 again. But this isn't about feeling 30. It's about feeling you. The most alive, steady, clear-headed. Day-by-day support that helps your body do what it's designed to do. Repair, restore, and thrive. Because here's the truth. Your body still wants to take care of you. It just needs the right tools. And every bite you take, every blueberry, every spoonful of oats, every drizzle of olive oil, it's like handing your body a gift. Saying, I'm with you. Let's do this together. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s transform their energy, their confidence, even their outlook, just by making small, consistent changes to the way they eat. Not by cutting everything out, not by punishing themselves, but by adding more of the good. And here's something I want you to remember: you're not too late, and you're not too old. You're right on time. Aging doesn't mean giving up. It means showing up for your health, your joy, your curiosity, your passions. You still have so much life in you. Let's fuel it well. So let's take a moment to breathe it in. Blueberries, salmon, olive oil, leafy greens, oats, and chia seeds. 6 quiet powerhouses that can turn every meal into an act of self-respect. And empowering advice for living your best life after 60. Hit that subscribe button and join this growing community. We're on this path together, one step at a time. Remember, aging isn't something we fear. It's something we own. With grace, with grit, with gratitude. You've made it this far, and the best is still unfolding. Here's to living your fullest life. Starting with your next bite. I'm so glad you're here. You know, when I was younger, I used to think that getting older meant shrinking somehow, less energy, fewer choices, a smaller life. But now I know better. I know that aging isn't about shrinking. It's about refining. We don't lose our shine, we just learn where to focus it. And that's really what this journey through these superfoods has been about: not chasing youth, but choosing vitality. Choosing to give your body what it truly needs, not just to survive, but to glow from the inside out. I want you to think about how powerful that is. A handful of blueberries in the morning, a piece of salmon twice a week, a drizzle of olive oil, some leafy greens, a warm bowl of oats, or a sprinkle of chia seeds on your breakfast. These aren't dramatic gestures. These are gentle acts of love. Quiet yes to yourself. Every day, every bite. A reminder that you matter. Because let's be honest, this stage of life comes with its own set of changes. Some are beautiful, like becoming more patient or learning what really matters. Others are harder, watching loved ones age, facing limitations we didn't expect, feeling invisible in a world obsessed with youth. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to. You are not invisible. Your story, your health, your joy, they still matter. And you are still fully capable of making choices that nurture and empower you. You haven't missed your chance. Your body is still listening. Maybe today, that first choice is just adding a few greens to your sandwich, or swapping out a cooking oil, or making a small bowl of oats tomorrow morning instead of skipping breakfast. That's how it starts. Not with pressure, not with perfection, just intention. And it doesn't end at food. These choices spill over. You begin to move a little more. You sleep a little better. You find your energy coming back slowly, steadily. You show up for your family, your hobbies, your dreams with more presence, more calm, more confidence. Because food is never just about food. It's about how you show up in the world. It's about having the energy to laugh with your grandkids, to take that walk at sunset, to keep learning, exploring, and enjoying the life you've built and the years still to come. I once met a man in his 80s who said something I'll never forget. He told me, "Every day I wake up and I think, what can I do today to keep this beautiful machine going a little longer?" He wasn't obsessed with age. He was in love with life. That's what we're aiming for here. Not youth, but vibrancy. Not rules, but wisdom. Not fads, but nourishment. And if no one has told you lately, let me say it now. You deserve that. You deserve to feel strong, clear-headed, and alive in your body no matter your age. And it's not too late to get there. Not by doing everything at once, but by starting where you are, with what you have, and trusting that small changes, when done consistently, create big results over time. If this video gave you even one new idea or a little spark of hope, I'm honored to have shared this time with you. I believe deeply in the power of community, and this space right here is a place for people who are growing, not giving up. If you're part of that, you're part of something beautiful. So don't be shy. Leave a comment. Tell us what you've tried, what's helped you, what you're curious about. You never know who you might inspire with your story. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button. It's a simple way to say, this matters to me. And if you'd like more gentle guidance, practical tips, and uplifting conversations about life after 60, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you with us. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now it's your time to nourish, to restore, to thrive. One bite, one breath, one beautiful day at a time. Here's to a life that feels as rich and nourishing as the food you put on your plate. Here's to you.